Excuse me, is that an analysis of classical literature by Albert Creek?
That's right.
Could you tell me where you found it?
I could. It's right over there.
Oh, I just checked there. I guess it's the last copy then.
I guess so. Yes.
It's just, are you thinking of buying that book today?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because, you know, if it turns out that you're not, then I would. I mean, that is to say, I would be very interested in buying that book.
How generous of you.
Oh, no, I didn't mean, yeah, I meant that I would like to buy it for myself, actually.
How selfish of you.
Look, Mr.
Call me Stan.
Martin. Pleased to meet you, Stan. Okay, look. I know you found that book first, and of course you have every right to buy it for yourself. But as it happens, it is a book that I really need for a class that I'm taking.
Oh?
Yeah, it's very, very important that I get that book. I need it to pass the class.
Mm-hmm.
So if it turns out that you're not going to buy it today, if you don't really need it, I mean, I realize I have no claim to it, and certainly no more than you do. But I am asking you to consider the possibility that my need for it may be greater than yours in this case.
Your need?
Yes. My need for that book may outweigh your need for that book.
You say that your grade depends on the purchase of this book, on the purchase of an analysis of classical literature by Albert Creek.
Yes.
Well, if all it takes is buying the book, couldn't I just loan you the receipt to get you a passing grade? What? Or do you need to show the professor the actual book?
Oh, no, you don't understand. I need that book to write a paper for the class. It is half of my final grade.
And what makes you think, Martin, that your need, your grade, outweighs my need?
Look, I didn't mean to imply that my needs are so
How do you know that my life doesn't depend on the purchase of this book?
I'm sure that's highly unlikely.
But then how do I know your eternal soul isn't hanging in the balance? You never can be sure.
All right, look, I'm sorry if I'm being a little impolite here, Stan. And if I didn't need that book as badly as I do, like I said, I would never make such a proposition.
Proposition? I beg your pardon, I did not come to my local chain bookstore / coffee shop to be propositioned.
Oh, I'm really not trying to be forward here, Stan. I had only a hope to appeal to your sense of sympathy and understanding of my situation.
Your situation?
Yes, that book is required for me. Well, you know, not so much required, but in order to write that paper, that book would be...
So what you're saying is you don't so much need this book as want it.
Okay. I suppose, technically, I suppose you're right there, but still, I'm sure that you can see that my want pretty much translates into need in this case.
But want never translates into need. You may need food, but you want a steak. You may need shelter. You want a mansion. You may need water, but what you really want is a dry martini on the rocks with a twist and 2 olives. So as not to bruise the gin, it's just the same thing.
Okay, but still, I'm sure
And to
you
get
can see
something you want, you must be willing to sacrifice something else.
Oh, I get it now. You're willing to give me the book, but you want something else in return.
Economics, my friend. Capitalism at its finest. The devil getting his due. Now, Milton says in Paradise Lost that we see things not as they are, but as we are. Now, let's examine things as you are, shall we? You say you're taking a class in classical literature.
Yes.
And where are you taking this class?
Over at the university.
And does the university have a bookstore?
Yes. I tried to get the book there, but they were sold out. It's a popular class, so they probably sold out of it rather quickly. And yes, I ordered the book, but it won't arrive for another 2 weeks. I cannot wait that long.
Does the university have a library?
Yes, of course it does, but we only have 1 copy, and it has been out for the past 3 weeks.
What about the internet?
I'm sorry?
The internet? The World Wide Web. It's a bunch of computers. I'm sure you've read about it, Martin.
I don't like to shop online.
eBay, Amazon. booksforprocrastinatingstudents.com. There are a number of locations you could have checked for this volume.
Yes, but what guarantee do I have that they won't send it late? I don't have that kind of time, and I don't have that kind of faith. That's why I don't shop online.
There are a number of companies doing amazing things with overnight shipping these days.
Yes, but what guarantee do I have that they will actually send it to me?
Right. Well, I have more faith in others' timeliness than you have in your own.
Look, I don't want to impose on you here, but I really need to get that book today. Want to get that book today. So once again, if you're not sure that you need that, you need that. If you're not going to buy that book, if you could see your way clear to allowing me to buy it, I would be indebted to you for the noble gesture.
Indebted?
Yes.
Well, all right.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dan, and once again, I greatly appreciate it. Yes?
I thought I heard you use the word indebted to me for such a noble gesture.
Yeah, I suppose I did say that.
And what is the root of indebted, if not debt?
Well, I suppose I could do the same for you if, hypothetically speaking, we were to meet again under opposite circumstances.
Hypothetically speaking.
Well, yes, obviously.
I see. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask for a little bit more than that, Martin. If your debt is not hypothetical, why then should my compensation be?
Stan, are you actually asking me to pay you for allowing me to take this book, for the privilege of buying this book?
Well, I think it's only fair, don't you? After you imposed on me, as you put it. Who's to say how I could have used this book, whether I wanted or needed it? You didn't really bother to try to find out, did you? And since you're buying it out from underneath me, I didn't get a chance to find out for myself, did I?
Yes, but how can you expect me to...
My wants and my needs don't really matter to you, do they, Martin? You'd be satisfied just putting on a show of gratitude, saying you'd do the same thing for me at some unspecified point in the future, when really you figure the chances of us meeting again, well, they're about as good as a snowball's chance.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, yes, it is unlikely that we'll meet again under opposite circumstances. But how can you say for certain that I won't live up to my word?
Your word? And how am I supposed to know what that would be worth? Aside from your name, I don't know you from Adam.
So, you don't take me at my word? That I would live up to our
contract?
I was going to say agreement, but I suppose that's more or less the same thing.
I'd say we have a verbal contract. Is that not a fair assessment?
Yes, I suppose that's a fair assessment.
I give you the book, and for all eternity, or until such time as adequate compensation has been obtained to my satisfaction, you owe me.
Yes, all right. I owe you. I understand.
Well, we've come this far. Let's make it more official. Put it in writing.
This is ludicrous. Forgive me, Stan, but I had assumed that I was appealing to your sense of generosity. Thank you for doing me a favor. At little cost to yourself, when I stood to benefit greatly from it.
Just let me.
If I had realized that I was putting you out so much, I would never have bothered you in the first place. It's just that my great need for this book clouded my judgment. What for this book?
It doesn't matter. You wanted the book. I was in possession of the only copy, and I gave it to you.
And as I said before, I thank you for it.
That book means a lot.
Obviously, as I've been saying.
And as it happens, you have something that would mean a lot to me. I was about to explain to you, you can settle your debt to me right now.
Really?
Yes. We're both reasonable and intelligent men. Why drag this out for all eternity?
Okay, so what is it that you want?
I have this paper that I'm writing for my adult evening class in existential philosophy, and, well, seeing as you're a student of the written word, do you think you could proofread it for me?
Yes, but it's going to cost you.